Jürg Davászt képzőművészként ismerik Magyarországon, vagy talán úgy ismerik jobban. Kiscellibe volt kiállítása, meg nagyon sok multimédia művész, talán így mondja ő. De az elmúlt, azt hiszem 10 évben vagy 50 filmet készített, és bejárta a világot, Himaláján, Afrikában, mindenütt volt. Ha nem lenne rosszul, akkor azt mondanám, hogy egy csavargó, de mondanám azt is, hogy egy globetrotter. Are you a globetrotter or you just like adventure?
I'm just curious. I just want to look around for myself.
To see the world or to see the people?
To see for myself.
You see yourself when you travel?
I always see also a little bit of myself, yes.
I found it in a bulldozed house, destroyed house of a Palestinian family. And to me it is a testament of time, of conflict. It is a unique present, so to speak, from the situation there, from the historical situation. So I took it with me like that, put it in my suitcase, not covering it, to bring it here in a very different location, different place, to remember.
Time, bulldozer, yeah. عندك أخوات سكان؟ لماذا ترى؟
You like photos and you like objects.
Yes, I do.
You are in great friendship with past, no? With time.
I guess I'm in great friendship with the individual. I have a deep belief in the individual, as I have a deep belief in one man, one vote. I think the individual is really the driving force, and also who creates, who writes the process of life, the ongoing process. So, to me, every moment, every day is a new day, is a new type of writing life, giving image to life. So these photos, for instance, maybe they are 150 years old, maybe 140, 130. You could say, these are dead people. I'll throw them away. It's past. For me, this is the opposite. To me, this is a proof that there is life. So I don't say this person is dead. I say this person doesn't live anymore since 130 years. You know, this is the same with us now. We talk, we make this image here. We shoot this short film. Tomorrow, this sequence has passed, is already 1 day old. So does not live since 1 day. And next year will already be 1 year old. So this woman now is 189 years old maybe, you know? So I try to give things a different perspective. they are not dead, they are just 180 years old, then things start to look different. So life starts to look different, history starts to look different, and we also will get a different understanding of history, not what we read now in the history books written by some historians. This is life. This has been done by people. Millions and millions and millions of people have written history through their lives. Though we don't read these books, but we can still get some glimpse of it. And when I look at these photos, this is a glimpse of it, of the tremendously rich perspective life offers us in the process of time.
ERNÖ comanda. Иди, конь, и дружинники такси.
Can a picture be present? I mean, it is present or it is simply past?
I look at it as a process, you know, as an ongoing thing. In that respect, I don't talk of eternity. I also don't talk of past. This is a constant movement. If we talk of eternity, we talk of time. We talk of something not ending, of not time, but still talking in terms of time, using a time word. I would like to see it I would like to see it as an ongoing thing, you know, with many ends, with many moves, with lots of different possibilities how development can go. So I don't, as I said with these photos, this person has lived at some time 1880s, 1890s. She has created an image, a life, a family. This has all moved on to new land, new countries, new families. This is an ongoing process of which we are all part at some time, at some place. We do imprint ourselves during that time, but it keeps going. If we have children, if we don't have children, it has some impact. Of course it depends. If you will read it later, if I will look at the photos, it all plays a difference. But still, even if nobody looks at it, still the process is on. If this process stops, ever stops, when it stops, this is irrelevant to me. I don't talk in these terms. My interest is the process as it is now. And now. And the very now second later. This is the concentration I want to be in. I try to put my eye, my focus on that very moment. And from understanding this moment, I will distribute my interest and my intelligence and my focus into all kinds of other directions. But it has to be the very, very moment from which I start again and again. It's like a heart pumping, you know.
You, as a globetrotter, picked up many languages. In how many languages can you make yourself understood?
4, 5, something like this. On a very, not on a very sophisticated level, you know. Well, street level. I can talk Greek and English, little French, German. So, street level, you know. I like to be on the street level.
Yeah, and Hungarian?
Jó napot kívánok!
Jó napot kívánok! Jó napot kívánok! Azt szeretném kérdezni, hogy tudod-e, Jürg Davas, hogy mi ennek a műsornak a címe, amiben szerepelsz? Did you understand it, what I asked? No. I will ask it in English. Do you know what is the title of the program you are just taking part in?
No idea.
You don't have any idea?
No idea. You tell me.
FILMTIME.
FILMTIME. I got acquainted with the Israeli culture first, staying in Israel. There was a lot of negative attitude towards Orthodox Jews in Israel too. They would call them the penguins. If they would see them with a hat, monture, they would say, "Oh, there's another penguin coming."
Even the Jews said
yes, of
that,
course.
the
Yes, the
Orthodox
Israeli people, yeah, of course. There's a negative attitude towards them within Jerusalem, within Israel.
And they live in a colony.
They live in Mea Shearim, yes, it's an area in Jerusalem, poor area, where they all live like in a shtetl, like in old type European situation. And nobody really told me to go there. They all said, don't do that, this is not interesting, they will not accept this. Also in the travel guide you can read that they will spit at you, they write this in the travel guide. Like
Especially
that,
if you take a camera.
If you take, and if you are undecently dressed, meaning you have short pants or females not dressed properly, they will be very unfriendly towards you. So I entered there, and in the beginning it was like that.
They spat on you.
They actually wanted to grab my microphone, you know, take a microphone, break down my camera, and hit me with the Bible and with the books, and said, "Go home, you know, go home where you come from, you know, you have nothing lost here, you know." But for me, that was had to expect that. So I went in some shops and not really changed much until there was a situation in a bookstore. Middle-aged Jew was there, and he suddenly started to talk to me. Where are you from? Are you from KGB? It was very funny. He was a very funny guy, and he would say, "Yeah, $10, you know, a joke, $10, a speech, $100, $10,000. I give you all the pictures in the world." You know, he said. Yeah, I thought he was a very funny guy, very entertaining, very nice. And so I went with him, and he got out of the store, and he would start to tell me about his life. Very serious, very interesting. He would tell me how he would visit Vienna. And just by the few words, how he would talk about Vienna, about the Donau, about the houses there, you know. I would understand what a beauty it was for him. And so he talked about his grandfather, his great-grandfather, big rabbi, very famous, very important man. He told me how his father came here, how his grandfather would tell his father at that time, better move out, you know. It was a dangerous time before the war. It was early 30s. So the whole family story came together. And he said about his children, how well they do, how intelligent they are. And then he said on the way also about his father, that he was almost 90 years old, and he would be in a bakery close by. I said, can we go there? He said, yes, okay. Let's go there, he said. But he was actually very afraid of his father, because when we came close to the bakery, he said, okay, you go, you know, go slowly, be careful, he said. And he backed off, he let me go in.
And you shot Itzhak Frey,
and I went in. Good morning, I said. Good morning, guten Tag, guten Morgen. You know, I said, guten Morgen. I said, what do you want? You know, where are you from? Oh, you speak German. And that was the first time the ice was broken, you know. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen.
Sassi, Marcel.
Ich kaufe ein bisschen Kuchen. Ein bisschen Kuchen, diese mit... Mama? Sie sprechen Deutsch. Bisschen?
Welche Sprache? Von wo sind Sie?
Von Schweiz. Oh, Sie sprechen...
Schweizerdeutsch?
Schweizerdeutsch.
Ja.
Schweizerdeutsch.
Ja, ich spreche mehrere Sprachen. Mehrere.
Wie viele Sprachen sprechen Sie?
Unzählige.
Unzählige?
Ja.
Also Sie sprechen Deutsch? Sie sprechen Englisch?
Ja, wir sprechen Deutsch auch.
Ungarisch?
Aber erstens sagen Sie mir, was Sie benötigen. Bitte?
Mit Creme. Mit Creme.
Creme. Ma יש לך עם קרם.
Creme, ja.
תציע לו עם קרם. Das ist Käse.
Das ist Käse, aber das ist Creme.
Bitte?
Mit Creme.
Das ist Creme.
Das ist mit Creme. Aha.
Dort ist eine Tüte und bedienen sich bitte.
Genau.
Ich habe deutschen Boden nicht betreten. Nein.
Sie sprechen so gut Deutsch.
Yes, I speak also English language, no correctly.
And Hungarian, you speak Hungarian?
Ja, Ungarisch also.
Also?
Jetzt speak Slowakisch, Tschechisch, Ungarisch.
Russian.
Говорим по-русски. Говорим по-русски. Diese Herren sprechen nicht Deutsch.
Sprechen nicht Deutsch, ja?
Nein, nicht einer.
Ein bisschen, er spricht ein bisschen.
Nein. Er kann ein bisschen. Die gehören zu den orientalischen Gemeinden. Ja, sie sind nicht Europäer, diese zwei. Er ist ein russischer.
Wo sind Sie?
Ich bin von Mitteleuropa. Der Teil hat jetzt Ungarn bis 1918. Heute heißt es Slowensko. Früher einmal war es Ungarn, dann ist es Tschechoslowakei, dann ist es Slowakei, dann ist es noch einmal Slowakei. Die Slowaken haben sich gemacht, ein Land gegründet. Sie waren 1000 Jahre unter Ungarn und diese primitive Menschen haben sich ein Land gegründet. Sie haben es vergessen, ich spreche auch Hebräisch.
Auch Hebräisch haben ganz vergessen, ne?
Das haben Sie ganz vergessen. Ich ersuche Sie, machen Sie kein Picture von mir.
Kein Picture.
Was denn halten Sie das?
Das ist nur für Dokumente. Isaac Fry knew it. He would again and again ask me, he would again and again tell me not to film. But on the other hand, he would again and again invite me to film. You know, when I film, to me, I cooperate. I do not pass judgment. It's not a judgmental thing that I film. I do not say this is good or bad. I just try to cooperate with the situation. And I try to communicate with the subject I choose. Actually, I'm interested in what he sees. And I'm intrigued by what he thinks. So what I would like is to support his views, to be a help. But generally I feel this is no problem, because people like to show what they see. There are two things. One is curiosity and one is vanity. When people are curious, they will cross borders. Wie viele Kinder haben Sie?
Nicht interessant. Nicht zu wissen.
Nicht so interessant.
Die religiösen Familien da in Jerusalem haben auch 10, 12, 15 Kinder auch. Familien, ja. Volksreich. Nicht jeder. Es gibt Kinder oder aber 10, 12 Kinder ist gang und gäbe.
Where do you have the camera? I mean, you have it in front of your eyes?
Never. Never. I never do that.
Where's
I never look through the finder, never. I hardly look through I hardly watch the monitor. I hardly watch the monitor. Because by doing that, I take attention away from the person I want to get close to. I have the camera in my hand. You know, like a piece of bread or bag or something.
And you feel the picture?
Yeah, I know, but you know, this is about the distance, this is about the right angle. And sometimes maybe I check quickly the monitor, but usually I try to engage. Engage is everything. Not by talking. I will very rarely talk to the people. Actually, they might ask me something and I might not answer. But I will take my temperament down. I will calm down. I will slow down. It will be all slow motion what I do.
Mm-hmm. And they trust you then? Trust?
Very often they trust, yes. Yes.
So that is very important, that if you can look into someone's eyes and you don't hide behind the camera, they don't feel that vulnerable. People are vulnerable when they are filmed. Do you feel obsessed now, or do you feel that, or you are against that we make a film of you, or vanity? What is more important?
There's a chance to talk about what I see and what I do. And I think this is a natural, it's a drive. Curiosity is a driver, a main driver. And all gets us to travel, all gets us to stick our noses into things we don't understand yet. This is learning, you know. We learn languages, we learn all kinds of things all the time, every day, something new.
What are you learning now? What is the new thing, what you want to grasp in the future as a filmmaker or artist?
Right now is how I can express what I feel. For me, maybe it's easier to film than to talk. So to talk is always a challenge for me. To get my thoughts together, make it short, precise, understandable.
It is as if a new area opens up in China.
Teljesen olyan, mint hogy egy teljesen új világ, egy új korszak kezdődne Kínában.
And they are ready for it.
És ők már készen vannak erre a nagy változásra.
It's a tremendous impetus there.
Hatalmas nagy lökés van egyébként most Kínában, és egy nagy boom.
The people are ready to move forward.
És az emberek készen vannak arra, hogy előre haladjanak. Which direction? Milyen irányba haladnak a kínaiak?
Towards prosperity.
A jólét felé.
They feel they have their own future.
It's a bit shocking to have this tension, de egy kicsit veszélyes is, vagy nagyon fájó.
This is China. They enter, they move. They do not look back.
Vissza nem néznek, előre néznek, változni akarnak. Is Shanghai developing, or is it just growing? Fejlődik, vagy nő Shanghai?
Tremendously developing.
Fejlődik, fantasztikusan
Developing
fejlődik.
as we cannot imagine here.
Azt még el sem tudjuk képzelni, hogy
Here
milyen
in Europe, all the
fantasztikus.
cities
Itt
seem to be
Európa
built.
azt mondjuk, hogy építik a városokat, ezek meg fejlődnek ezek a városok. Look, Jürg, we have to decide the third program. Let it be China, okay? China,
Okay.
China.
China.
What do you offer for China?
We have Raising China,
Yeah, yeah, that's what we have been doing
Yes.
together. Yeah,
Raising China, and Alice in Wonderland we have.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland, very nice story. Alice in Wonderland is a very nice story. It's this little kid, 13 months old, does not speak yet. And, people always say big cities are terrible for children. They should have a garden around the house, something like that, But there are millions of children who have no garden around the house. They live in an apartment somewhere in a big city, millions of people in there. So I thought it cannot be true. Big cities must be paradise for children.
Waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people.
From the present moment, how do you look at your films? For example, what you made half a year ago, 10 years ago. You have a new relation to your old films. I mean, you have recontextualized your thing, or does it change, or does it remain the same?
I guess interpretation changes constantly. It can be fixed to a moment with visual tools. But how I make interpretation of it, how I read it, this changes because I change. I change over the years, though things might look the same. But still, the more actually, very important is, the more I can store what I experience, the more I change. The less I can store, the more my hard disk is filled up and blocks, the less I can change, or less I can make new interpretations. So the trick is to get the storage set up right. So to be able to get the new experience down again and store it and work on, keep working, you know.
What has your attitude towards your earlier pictures, let's say about paintings around us, changed? Or do they mean the very same thing whenever you look at them? You are surrounded with your own creations.
I think my interpretation does change, but the topic doesn't change. My very great interest is in abstract art, because I can invent the object. When I do paint a tree or a face or something, I cannot invent the object. There's a big difference. So I believe very strongly in this great possibility to invent the world every moment, every day.
Film said to be very concrete, and photography in itself, as which is made through objectives, seems to be more bound to earth. You feel freedom in filming, you can create in freedom, or you just observe or simply depict or condense or somehow conserve. How can a filmmaker create with an objective tool like a camera?
By following the object. By following what the object, what the flower, the bee, the pig experiences, what the person beside me. So I try to follow this movement. So I always come from the background that life is being created at every moment. There's always something going on. Be it so-called important or not important. Something is going on. And for this, I have my camera. It's a tool to get behind what's going on. This is the picture here.
Yeah?
And this is 2 by 4 meters. And here I took an excerpt, 10 by 15 centimeters. I said, how does this look, 3-dimensional? Mm-hmm. And how could it look, the whole thing? But this is years of work. So I just took an excerpt and I put it into computer. He worked 2 years to create images and to create bus routes.
Liebst du mich? Liebst du mich? Hm?
This drawing which I showed you, I worked 9 months. Now you could say, okay, this is finished now, but never finished, because it opens up new roads, new processes, new venues to go to.
So there are 100 million pictures in your film hidden.
Yeah, of course. And the more you do, the more you create, you know. So you can see 10 centimeters by 15 centimeters out of a drawing of 2 by 4 meters. Imagine how many other excerpts I could do and how many more pictures I could create. Maybe I have 10, 15, 20 computers working, creating an unimaginable amount of pictures, which I'm not even able to work on, you know.
Can you imagine what picture is taken from that camera, from the camera left? What do you look like?
Like a grilled pig.
And from the other one? Look, at the grilled pig is okay, but I thought that you were in a prison, like behind the...
You see, my goal is to communicate visually. Visual communication, I feel, is very powerful, has many more layers, is not one-dimensional, and it can cross borders and languages. So I can communicate to people I cannot verbally.
Why did you go to Russian Moscow prison? What extreme things you are interested in? Special extreme boulevard thing, because it is in a way.
At that time it was possible, you know. It's not always possible. It's not possible anymore. At that time there was an opening, and one could have a glance how it looks inside.
And what did you want the audience learn from this film?
I was very impressed how strong people are, even though they are under very harsh conditions in the prison. The will to survive, the will to get out. I felt strong emotions about it. The beginning is always a tense thing. I guess any start needs a lot of energy, you know. Any start needs a lot of input. When the plane takes off, you know, it's like with the plane. A lot of energy is being burned up in the beginning. A lot of unknown factors, how it develops, where it goes to, this is all the time like that. So when it takes off, things are running, things are developing, things get created on the go, and you come to some sort of an organism at the end, to some message. I think this is a very fulfilling moment. Very often I do not know what the film is all about. I don't even know the title. Very often I find the title and we have the film finished, you know. Then sort of all boils down to some compact thing. But I have to keep it open. I have to keep it open as long as possible, with many inputs, new things. Never close up, I tell myself, you know. And when it then settles, a good moment. But at the same time, you already start to get into position to take off, you know.
Minden függöny mögött ott van egy mozi.
I guess to me, behind the curtain are emotions.
Jürg szerint a függöny mögött érzelmek vannak. Váratlan dolgok, történések, amikről nem tudjuk, hogy meg fognak történni.
Behind the curtain are adventures.
Kalandok vannak a függöny mögött.
Away from us. Behind the curtain is kind of a random access to reality.
Valamiféle véletlen rátalálás, valamiféle véletlen generátor működik. What happens to reality? It is film when it is shown?
When it is filmed, to me, it becomes emotions.
Tehát amikor az ember lefilmez valamit, akkor már lényegében érzelmeket tesz bele, és érzelmeket hoz ki belőle.
Emotions that make me think.
És az érzelmek az embert meggondolkoztatják.
If this experience is successful, it is like traveling to a foreign land.
Olyan ez, mint hogy az ember egy idegen országba utazna, hogyha ez a tapasztalásunk igazán mély, akkor olyan, mint hogy a kalandozna.
It is an experience which intensifies the incidental,
És a mozi az nem
the
egyéb,
unimportant,
a mozi nem egyéb, mint
the
egyszer
neglected.
lényegessé tesz valamit, ami eddig korábban lényegtelen volt. Kevésbé fontos.
Unexpectedly appears significant.
És egyszer csak váratlanul valami, ameddig semmi nem volt, egyszer csak fontos lesz. Valami jelentőssé válik.
You see, I don't create for the audience.
Nem a közönség számára készítesz. You don't create for the audience?
And I
What?
don't create for myself.
És még sem maga, sem a közönség számára nem alkot, úgymond.
I create for discovery.
A felfedezés kedvéért alkot az ember.
I don't make films to fit particular words.
Nem a megvalósítása a film.
Or dramatic exchanges between people.
Vagy éppen dramatikus közlekedés és vélemény csere az emberek között.
I create for mood and atmosphere.
De elsősorban a hangulat kedvéért teremt az ember filmet, csinál az ember filmet.
You know, when I start, anything goes. It's like anarchy in the beginning.
Minden, ami az ember az elején hozzákezdő, egy kicsit anarchia.
It's chaos. You ask my editor.
Egy nagy káosz az egész, és megkérdezi az ember a vágóját, akkor azt mondja, ez egy káosz.
I only rely on my visual instinct.
Csak a képi ösztönömre tudok hagyatkozni. You want to lull?
I want to lull the viewer
Tehát el akarom egy kicsit varázsolni a nézőt, abba, hogy valamiféle gondolkodásba kezdjen.
into thinking that little is happening.
És azt akarom neki elmagyarázni, hogy kicsi dolog történik,
because nothing is said.
mert hogy semmit nem mondunk ki.
Just the pictures, you know.
Csak a képek, csak a képek.
While this is going on, I suddenly inject visual and musical flux.
És tulajdonképpen csak beleinjektálok bizonyos zenei, illetve képi dolgokat. Nem is tudjuk, hogy az, amit mi most csinálunk, az egy film. What we are doing now is a film, or just something which may turn out to be a film. Most az, ami most születik, az egy film, vagy esetleg lehet belőle véletlenül film.
So when you get complete, you are satisfied with something what you created.
Yes, I'm satisfied. Yes. This is what I can do. You know, I cannot do more. This is what I can do, and I don't expect more. You know, this is what it is. It's a product, and with the limits which come with it, with the limits which I have, how I can go about things. This is all a given. These are factors I cannot change, but I'm rather happy with it, yes.
When I look at this booklet, it looks like a booklet, but it is it is your discs, your works, which are, I mean, it's quite impressive. And if you imagine that each of them is 60 minutes of impression, then it is quite a rich book, this is.
Life is very rich, you know, life is rich. Everybody is like that, you know, everybody is very rich. Everybody does, you know, what he cooks, what he eats, what he talks, what he calls, what he laughs, what his life is very rich. This is life, you know, constant going on, you know. It's just not everybody records it like that, you know. Others write books, others call their friends, others go to the theater, others enjoy their company with mother, father, family. It's life, you know. It's just a possibility to look at it.
Look, there is a place where I recommend you. When there is a flight to the moon, you should be the first who discovers with camera, because probably the impression would be much better than if a technician or an astronaut makes it. I don't want to send you to the moon, but if there is a chance, I will accompany you. I mean,
I am sure it is beautiful.
The moon?
To go up in space. Beautiful. Beautiful colors. Beautiful, unimaginable things we cannot see here. Yes, I believe that, yes.